Hi, Nick Ruddle from Action Coach here, the world's #1 business coaching company, and welcome to this second video in this three-part video series. Today's lesson is all about buying customers and understanding how to buy them and how to buy them profitably, so you don't waste any more money on your marketing spend. But before we go ahead, I just want to make sure that you've done the exercise from the last video, which was about understanding the 5 ways and doing the exercise. So if you haven't done the exercise and looked at the PDF in your inbox, then I strongly advise you to go through that or re-watch the video to understand exactly what you need to do to get results on that. Because if you don't take action, you're not going to get any different results. So today's lesson, as you can see, is all about marketing and testing and measuring, because ultimately marketing is maths. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses don't understand this, and you may have heard the expression or the saying, 50% of your marketing works, the other 50% doesn't. You just never know which part it is. So that's obviously not a good strategy to have, and there is a way that we can use and follow so that that's not relevant for your business. Okay, so ultimately marketing is maths. So for every penny you spend, you want to get a lot more back in return. But if you don't understand how to analyze it and test and measure it, how do you know whether you're winning or losing? You know, if you were playing, let's say you were playing a game of golf with your friend or a game of tennis, and you didn't keep score in that game, how would you know whether you're winning or losing in that game? You wouldn't. So it's exactly the same in business. So if you don't keep score in your business and with the campaigns you do, how do you know whether you're winning or losing? How do you know whether you're making a profit or not? Or how do you know whether you should run an advert or not again? So the first lesson today is all about the principle of marketing being all about maths. So let's just go through. So testing and measuring is absolutely crucial. If you're not testing and measuring your marketing, like I say, you don't know whether you're winning or losing. So a lot of the things that I find with business owners is they're so busy running their business, putting out the fires of their teams and trying to just run the business. They don't often get the time or make the time to do the most important things in the business, which is working on the business rather than in the business. Now, working on the business is about crunching your numbers. Part of it is about crunching your numbers, analysing what's working, what's not, and then making decisions based on that, because you can't manage what you can't measure. And it's a bit difficult if you're, sort of just hoping that you're going to make a profit. So we want to be a bit more scientific, and we want to be a bit more professional about it. So test and measuring is absolutely crucial. So when you're buying customers, because we want to get a free marketing budget, but we need to understand how to go about it and what the process is. So when you're buying customers, generally speaking, there's an acquisition cost. Okay, so what we want to do is drive down the acquisition cost over time, or on the first purchase, and at the same time increase the customer lifetime value. You may have heard the expression that it's 6 times cheaper to keep an existing customer coming back than it is buying a new one. So why would you want your existing customers coming back? Well, they know you, they like you, they trust you, they know where you are, they like your products, your services, they're happy with your prices. And they're good customers. If you want them coming back, you've got to give them a good service at the right price, etc., etc. So what we want to do is increase the lifetime value over time, but we have to get them coming back in order to do that. So there's 2 different types of acquisition costs. Okay, one is called investment acquisition cost. The other one is called allowable acquisition cost. Now, the one that's relevant mostly for small to medium-sized business would be the allowable investment cost. Allowable basically means that on the very first visit to your business, having responded to some marketing, that customer either breaks even or pays back a little profit or a nice big profit on the very first transaction with you and your business. So that's probably more advisable for small businesses, because you can't rely on people coming back, but you hope they do, and there's strategies that you can apply to get them coming back. But let's just say, look, for bigger companies that have bigger budgets, they prefer to maybe go on the investment acquisition cost, because they've got they know their numbers, and they know that people will come back a certain amount of time and spend a certain amount of money each time they visit that business. So really I would advise allowable investment acquisition cost, allowable acquisition cost. Now, I just want to give you a little example. Let's say you had a marketing budget of about £1,000, and you did this campaign, okay? And with this campaign, let's say you had 100 people who responded to that advert in some way, shape or form. So they phoned you, emailed you, walked into your shop, your business, whatever. So how much does each one of those leads cost you? Okay, so if you divide 1,000 by 100, obviously nice, easy numbers. Each one of those leads cost you £10. Now with these leads, let's say you had a 20% conversion rate, so you converted 20% of those 100 leads, which obviously leaves you 20 customers. Now there's an extra bit of maths we need to do now, so we need to divide 1,000 by your 20 customers, which basically means that each one of those customers has cost you £50. Okay, so let's say you're a shoe shop, for example, and you sell your shoes at £80, but the cost to you is about £55. Then what's now happened in that business, in your business, in this campaign? Well, you've actually lost £5. Okay, so you think it's really, really good campaign. The phones have been ringing, people have been coming in, they've been buying shoes, you know, the tills are ringing, and at the end of the month you think, oh my God, where's all that money gone? You know, it seems like we've been the busiest we've ever been this month, but we're still not making money. Now, this is why marketing is maths and why it's so important that you make the time to do this testing and measuring and analyse these things, because otherwise you don't know where you're leaking money or how or why you're leaking money. So in order to make sure that you don't waste your money, you need to have this sort of level of testing and measuring after every campaign you do, learn from it, and then make adjustments accordingly. So I just want to give you a live example now. This is a campaign that we actually did at Action Coach. It was a local baker who used to spend £300 a month, every single month, on a front page advert to get people coming into his shop. He'd been doing it for years. So we asked him, how many people do you get on average every week from that advert? And he said, well, I wouldn't really know where to start. He said, maybe 10. You say, okay, well, you've got 10 people every time you run a £300 advert. So let's say that the advert is £300, you get 10 customers, so each one of those has cost you £30. So I don't know about you, but when I go to the bakers, I don't spend anywhere near £30. We worked out the average spend per customer was £4.50, which meant that the total cost really for each one of those customers was £25.50. Now, that's not very good. So every single time you run an advert, you're losing money, and this is what I see with a lot of companies. And it's, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. So I've got some numbers here so that I get the numbers right. What we did with this advert is that we changed the headline, we changed the offer, and that offer was free chocolate eclair. So come into the shop, get your free chocolate eclair, you know, whenever you like in the next week. So what we found is that there were 586 customers that week that came into his shop, and this the business owner was thinking, I couldn't possibly offer free chocolate eclairs. Do you realise how many people I'll be coming in my shop that week? And we said, well, yep, that is the whole point of an advert, isn't it, to get a good response? So he went along with it and he was happy. So in the end we had 586 people. Out of those 586, 16 out of 17 bought. The ones that didn't were probably all related to each other anyway, which meant that we were left with 552 people paying customers. Now the average value sale, the average value spend stayed the same at £4.50, plus we worked out the cost with all things considered was about 30p per eclair. So if we take away the 30p cost as well, plus if you think about it, was £300 for the advert, we had 552 people that actually responded, so we worked out that was about another 54p that had to be taken away. Also, well, basically that left us with £3.66, but we had a 50% margin on these cakes as well, so really we had to sort of take 50% off. So there's a 50% gross profit, and which left us per customer, which meant that we had a profit, clear profit after absolutely everything, of £1.41 of profit. So if you times that by the amount of people that came in, 552, it leaves us with a total net profit that week after everything of £778.32. You know, do you think he was happy with that? You know, he'd always lost money. Every time he spent £300, he'd lost money. So he would have been better off actually not spending any money at all, because he would have made more money, more profit. So this way, every single week, he was making nearly £800 worth of net profit. So can you understand how marketing is maths? And most people don't actually do the testing and measuring to know whether they're winning or losing, or whether they're actually losing money and throwing money away each time. So that's today's lesson. Hope you found it useful. Tomorrow, or in the next 2 days, you'll be getting another email from me with a great opportunity for you. So watch your inbox. I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next couple of days. Take care for now.